They letting them play. They letting them play. Good pass. One more. Yep, that's good. Ah! And they called a moving screen. That's actually not a moving screen. Like this happens all the time. AD been doing that. He be flopping on these plays. The same thing with Campasso. The same thing. I'm in one spot. Draymond yelling. You can see handoff right there. And he moved, but he stopped. He moved and stopped. And then AD just flopped because he knew, obviously, I couldn't get there in time, so I'm going to create this and sell this. You know what I mean? It's smart from AD, but the refs are capping, man. They've been doing atrocious calls down the stretch, man. Let's try hard. Let's try. He knows that they're trying to cap. They try hard to give these calls, you know what I'm saying? Trying to force it. You already know. Right? I see you, Draymond. I know. And then look right here. Look at Draymond. Gets screen, and he fights through the screen. Doesn't switch. Fights through. And then look, pokes the ball. And, you know, that's what I might do. Bro, his defense is so different, man. It's so different. What are we doing? Blow by. Kill him. Yeah, mid-range. Just got to go. See what happens? See, when he's using one-on-one ability, he's actually more open and no double team. But when he asks for the screen all the time, that's when you get trapped and all. Like, stop asking for the screen. Do you see the game plan? Just mono. It's that time now. Hey! My goodness. And one. He could have got that and one too. Schroeder. And that's Dennis. He said, I'm the menace. And you see Draymond's like, he waved it. He pushed my hand offensive. But, you know, they're not going to give Draymond that shit. So what are we doing now? In the clutch time, do I trust mine? What are we doing? Good pocket pass. What are we doing? Good pass, Dre. Good pass. And that's why they run the screen with Dre. So when he gets trapped, Dre can play make. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to have a even balance and, you know, pick poison. But wait, what happened here? Look at this, bro. They capped. Look. And they just allowed it. Look, even Wiggins picks it up. That's supposed to be that's a turnover. And then look, Cruz is even trying to go contest. And they're like, nah, give it back to LeBron. LeBron gets away with anything, man. That's actually cap. Like, Draymond's like, what is that? Are you serious right now? The man got the ball cleanly and tried to catch it and throw it in with his right hand, but fumbled it by accident. That's supposed to be a turnover. Not a redo. Like, what are we talking about here? That's the way, yo, these refs are capping for the Lakers, man. I'm just being real, man. I'm seeing a lot of cap right now because, you know, they want them to be guaranteed in the 17th. My goodness. Floater. Boom. Floater if you know her. See? All Steph's buckets was one-on-one right there. One-on-one. No screen. Come on now, Steph. No screen. See? Kill. Transition. Semi. My goodness. Kill. That's too easy. Please believe me. Come on now. He can't guard me. Let him know. Stop asking for a screen. No screens out here. See, he's like, yo, you see him dance? He was dancing. You saw him dance. Where was he going? They making fun of Schroeder. When we get it to the rim. Okay, what are we doing here? All right. Obviously, they're trying to get Bron in the post. Okay, with Baze on him. All right. He has to kill with ability. All it comes down to ability. Always. See, they're trying to gap. So they're trying to force him to just shoot. Gap, jab step, rebound, you know, D sound. You got to get the rebound, though. Okay, what are we doing? Okay. Oh, my God. Is that PG? Is that you? Bubble P? Pandemic P? Pandemic C? What are we doing? Okay. Mono. Oh, my goodness. Great strip. You too careless with the ball, Steph, at times. But I like the fact that he went one-on-one. Steph, that's your man. Steph, where you going? Draymond had to pick up. You can see Steph's like, my fault. You can't have brain farts like that, man. You can't. What are we doing? Double. They double. Okay. Floater. Those are takes. You got to make these. Those are the last two. With this mid-range and the floater, you got to make those. And the good pass. And then good pass back. Great pass back. See, in transition, they're killing. And obviously, you know, LeBron's doing the man. He's doing the Space Jam acting. He did get poked in the eye, though. He got poked in the eye. And when you get scratched on your retina, that ain't no joke, man. That ain't no joke when you get poked in the eye. And it's hella blurry, for real. You know, only if you know, you know. If you've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's tough. That's tough because you can see Draymond verticality, and you can see, I thought they might call flagrant because, you know, anytime hand to the face, they call flagrant. But this is the first time they actually applied context. He didn't wind down. He actually went at him with his hands up already. See, he didn't wind. So then his head actually came into his hands, and they both went, like, they both simultaneously came into each other, but he's doing verticality. So the fact that they actually used context for that, I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. You know what I'm saying? I thought they're going to call flagrant one. Look at LeBron kills me, man. LeBron, bro. Eye water. We need eye water. We need that. Mans need eye drops. Like, come on now, man. I know that wasn't here all night. That's it. But you can see, I can't see, bro. As you know, that's right here. That's crazy. I thought I went vertical. He tried to keep my arms up. Now they're looking for a flagrant. Bruh, my goodness, man. What are we doing here? But yeah, that's tough, man. Getting poked in the eye. That ain't no joke. That ain't no joke, though. And then they call a moving screen on Draymond. Come on, man. And he has a tech like, we good, Draymond? Bruh, is that really a move-in? This happens every play. You know, is that really a move-in? Come on, y'all. Like, the refs are capping, man. Like, they're straight capping. I know, like, he didn't fully get there or whatever, but, like, if you see the screens on every play, how many aren't fully set? Like, come on now, man. What are we doing? Good pass. And then right there, a mistake by Bazemore. A mistake by Bazemore. You don't overrun Caruso. Never. Never do you overrun Caruso. That makes no sense. What are we doing here? Okay. And then you draw the foul. Good way to draw the foul, Steph. Good way to keep going. But, like, bro, you can't make a mistake like that in the clutch. Look, there's no, see Bazemore over gapping, which is okay, but you don't overrun him. You just hit side backboard. KYP. Now Draymond got to help, and then you drop it off. KYP, gap, and then just keep the gap. Don't over close out. Okay, good way to get back, Steph. Okay, there you go. Don't stay, and then they switch. Look at Draymond making up for man's mistakes. Look, and then look at Curry. Why? My goodness, you know, I can score that. I don't have no eye, but I score that. Even Drake, he's amped. You know, low shot clock, you know, that's LeBron's bread and butter, even though he can't see. What are we doing? Okay, relocate. You don't have to go for the three. Just get a bucket. Why does Steph always do this in big games? He always goes for the three. You don't have to. Just get a bucket. You have 2 for 1. You have 2 for 1. Oh, wide open. Pool. You got to knock it down in the pool. Yo, you don't need to go for the three, Steph. The bad decisions. You played great. You know what I mean? But you had a lot of bad mistakes. You know, some crucial ones, man. Some crucial ones. What are we doing? Okay? Good defense, Wiggins. Good defense, Wiggins. Bruh. Curry, a mistake again. Look at Draymond, man. And then look right here. Look at Steph. You can see even Kerr's telling him to go, go, go. Transition, go. Run, Steph. Run, Steph. Run. And then look at him. He doesn't want to go. And are you serious? Palms sweaty? Come on. Transition, get a 3 in transition while you're just holding the ball. And he's going to put the mouth guard back in the mouth. And then, like, look at him. Like, are you serious, Steph? Nonchalant for what? And then you're getting doubled now. Like, for what? For what? You're just wasting time. And then now, look, Draymond's got to get it. Even almost an 8-second. Like, what are we doing here? And then now, look. Then now there's nothing. And Steve Kerr don't even like this shit. Even though he's actually wide open in the corner. But I don't like it. See, it was even going to be an air ball. And call timeout. Great timeout. But look, Steph. It's transition. Like, you couldn't get a bucket. Like, why did you just... He be brain farting in the clutch time, man. Do I really trust mine? Come on, Steph. But look right here, man. See? Great defense. And look at Draymond. Make up for the man's mistakes. Force pickup or for contact, whatever. And then look, bruh. And then Curry. Curry helps. He helps. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? With no eye, he still shot it. You know why. And you know, with a shot clock dying, Braun don't have to think. You can, you know what I mean? And but he always be doing that with shot clock dying, even with the wrong foot plant. And he still got a bucket and a fade. That's tough, man. I can't even see. So was that luck? He said I saw 3 rims, which is cap. Okay, right here, watch Wiggins. Wiggins, you can see he's coming up from the top, from close to the inbounder. He's going to come with a, you know, off the flare screen curl, you know, curl all the way down to the corner, all right? So then now you can see Caruso already switch, 80 switch. Now pull is coming. You know, 80 has him, and then Caruso's going to get him back off the switch. Great switchability, 80 back on green. And then look at Steph curling. Steph's about to come off the down screen, and pay attention to what's going on right here, man. This is why the attention to detail, this is why the film study, they'll probably see this. But look at all the attention that Curry draws. the attention because, again, he's potent with ability. You already know he's the main guy. He's the main guy. So he's going to draw so much attention that 2 even actually go to him. 3 are actually going to him. They're all pointing. They're all focused on him, and that's what's open. Nope, something else is open. Pay attention. Wiggins wide open in the corner because the KCP and Wes Matthews miscommunicated off the curl, off the top to the corner. They forgot about Wiggins, forgot about Drew. They forgot about him, and you get what I'm saying? They left him wide open. I know you want to get the ball to Curry. I know the game plan is going to the best guy, the main guy. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, is there risk not getting a shot off, or you have a guaranteed shot? You know what I'm saying? And Bazemore's got to see this. He's got to pass to Wiggins wide open, and that's a bucket. Even KCP kept running for Curry. Then you pass behind him, not in front of him, and then that's tough. That's not even Curry's fault. And then that's Game Boy no Nintendo. Like, bruh, Wiggins was wide open. This is the read and react, man. That's why everyone's not built for this. That's why you got to have the right passer in the pass, as a passer, You got to have I don't know, maybe it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't know who. But that's Game Boy, no Nintendo. Steph tried, man. Man, that's tough. That's tough, man. I know, obviously, I was going through the breakdowns and these plays were just happening quickly, but I was trying to explain, like, let's start with Steph. With Steph, like, we already know Draymond has elite defense, but let's start with Steph. Steph, you know what I mean? Like, I was trying to say in the breakdown and that I thought I got across, but, if you pay attention to him and, like, obviously he was efficient. Everything was great. Like, he was putting his foot on the pedal. Normally he would, like, before he was taking 30 shots before, like in versus Memphis and stuff like that. But this game, I think, he was 12 for 23, which is great efficiency. But, he was getting trapped a lot, obviously, because why? Steph does this relocate and he does a lot of screens. He gets a lot of screens. So because he gets a lot of screens, it's easier to get trapped on because it's a scheme that the defending team is going to run. They're going to trap you on screens because they don't trust or they don't think Draymond is a threat. Obviously, he could play make, but he's not a shooting threat or anything. So it's not like, we could get away with trapping you, right? Or we can't trap you. So, force the ball out of his hands. And the traps mainly happen off screens. Randomly here and there, if he has a mismatch or if it looks like he's diddy bopping too much, you know what I mean? They kind of just randomly send a double. But most of the times he gets doubled, it's through these screen situations. So, this is why I say one-on-one ability is so potent and it's a necessity, for a superstar or for somebody who, to take the team to the promised line, because what happens is you're going to get doubled and stuff like that off screen. So they don't always. Sometimes they might make a mistake and they drop coverage and you pull up or whatever. If you have ability off the screen, you have ability off the screen. But if they're trapping you all the time, now you have to adjust. The adjustment factor, which normally it always leads down to when it pans out to, is where you're going to have to say, wave off the screen, and I'm just going to kill you one-on-one because you don't double me on one-on-one coverage. You already have a great defender or one of your main defenders on me. So we're going to one-on-one, mono. It's an island, and I'm going to fry him. And off of that, now you'll see more reckless doubles without even a screen where now more guys are more open. It's easier shots for the rest of the team. And it always comes down to having a one-on-one ability. And that's why I try to say with Steph, he lacks doing it. This game, he did it more often. Like down the stretch, you saw as I highlighted it, he did more one-on-one. And what Steph was smart, he realized that, okay, in half court, they're trapping me a lot, even from earlier in the game, which is why he didn't have a lot of shot attempts to start the game. And what did he do? He's like, you know what? I'm going to start going in transition. Just like LeBron does when he's struggling in the half court. I'm going to push the tempo and go in transition at times off rebounds and stuff like that. And now I shoot my threes off transition. Or I go downhill and it's one-on-one, but it's not really one-on-one because the defense isn't fully set. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he started to do. Even when you look at even in the fourth, down the stretch, it looked like one-on-one, but it wasn't full one-on-one because it was semi-transition. Not full transition, but it was semi-transition. And that's how he was getting his blow-bys and stuff like that. And that's how he was now dancing because he was just coming down quick, right? It wasn't like a full set defense, right? And then sometimes he did actually ISO. So I like to see that from Curry. And that was a great, display overall in terms of a big game. Normally he doesn't even be getting high points, but he did get high points and he actually was, the Steph you see in regular season. But the difference was down the stretch in crucial possessions, crucial times, this is what people don't understand. Obviously, you look at it on the overall game. If they think clutch is just you performing and having 30 whatever points in the overall game. There's context to these 30 and when does these 30 happen and what did you do in the biggest moment of the game. The more the clock decreases, the more your clutch and the tier of ability and the tier of closing increases, right? It becomes more, the difficulty rises higher and higher as the clock decreases and decreases. So yes, you have 30 at this point, but now yes, you've been eating at this point, but now, you got 2 straight buckets in 5 minutes. Now what are you going to do from the last 3 minutes if it's still close? Okay, you got a bucket there. Now what are you going to do at the 2-minute mark? The intensity and the level of difficulty increases the more, and you have to kind of like erase what you just did the last 3 possessions, right? You have to look at the highest, the last 2-3 moments. What was it? And it wasn't great from Steph. It wasn't. He had that floater. He missed the floater. He missed the mid-range. And, you missed takes. I'm not mad at missing takes. What I'm mad about is the fact that he didn't even get takes off in the last dire seconds. And, and he did have a turnover and stuff like that, and he was being reckless with the ball. But even then, forget that shit, right? What happened was, open takes he was missing. That floater and that mid-range was open. But I'm nitpicking because, again, you're already on this, like, I have, like, Steph with his game and how he's the best shooter of all time. He's supposed to be on an all-time individual category, top 5. Like, he should be in that category, and that's why he doesn't have finals MVPs. It's stuff like this. Like, stuff like this matter for that caliber of player. For role players, no. But for that caliber of player, you nitpick with these things. So what I'm looking at is with Steph, I'm looking at, that thing that I showed where they got the rebound. And, like, normally, if it's Dame, if it's Kyrie, and this is why I always, for me, just personally, I put them higher because I look at the high leverage, high intense, big game moments, like the clutch like that. Those guys, they're never going to waver, and they're always going to get an attempt off. They're going to get their clutch ability is so potent. They're the top 2 best clutch point guards in the NBA, right? And it's by far. And this is the reason why, because clutch, that's why you don't see Steph with a lot of game winners, and you don't see it, especially playoff. He doesn't have playoff game winning moments, a lot of them. He doesn't. He has some, yes, but he doesn't have a lot of them because, look, again, he got the rebound and he's there nonchalant, putting the mouth guard in, like being careless and not being aggressive. You can even see Steve Kerr, like, let's go. Like, it's 9 seconds. You get the rebound, push, and you can get a pass to relocate a transition 3 where the defense isn't set. That's why Steve Kerr didn't call timeout right away. But when it was looking fugazi, you can see Steph's just holding the ball, palm sweating. He's just standing there like, are you serious? Why are you walking up slow? What's the, like, it is like, his brain sometimes, he doesn't move. He isn't, it's like he's a deer in the headlights sometimes. He is sometimes. And, like you see Clay would have pushed that shit. You see other guys do that. So, that's my nitpicking with Steph. And that's why I'm always like, it's hard for me to always believe in Curry. At least with LeBron, even though to me, he's not to me, but it's guaranteed to like, if you really have the eye, he's not on Kobe and MJ level in terms of clutch. Don't let the stats and all that shit fool you. Obviously, later down the road, I'll go in depth with all of that. But don't let that stat and all those stats and all that stuff fool you. It's cap. But LeBron, at the end of the day, especially with shot clock dying in certain moment, he has game winners. Like, it's not even a debate. He has it. It's in the pudding. It proof's in the pudding. He's not, you know what I mean? He has those things. He has those moments. So, like, perfect example, too. Like, bad situation, threw it out to him. And even with his eye blurry, he still made the 3. Like, he has these situations where he rises to the top in some moments. Not always. This is why you see guys get mad and like me, why are you passing? You know what I'm saying? Why are you passing? Just get the bucket. If you're that guy, like you clearly can, but you don't. And that's the problem with for me with LeBron is he is never the same. It's always, it wavers too much, right? But that's a different discussion. But anyways, like Steph is not on that tier, and that's why like you could see even when he was shooting, I'm like, watch this shit go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, man. It happens. And this is what he does. So, at the end of the day, especially shot clock dying, where he doesn't have to think, that's like 8, 7, probably 6 out of 10 is bucket. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the different tiers. That's the different tiers when you're looking at the, like, just being clutch in general. There's levels to everything. It's not just, one shoe fits all. It's not that. There's levels. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to everything. So, that was kind of like my knock for Curry, but I was happy and was, pleased with his performance. Nonetheless, obviously in those, last 1-2, but, I was pleased with his performance. You already know how I talked about Draymond. I was pleased with Draymond. AD, man, was struggling and he was getting patted by Draymond. Draymond ain't no joke, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm looking at, like, if I'm a Lakers fan, I'm not happy about this. If you're rooting for the Lakers, like, I will talk about this in the future, as I do a preview for them facing the Suns. Obviously, they got the 7th seed, and it's kind of throwback to when Kobe, was facing the Suns, 2 seed versus the 7th seed. And that's exactly what it is again. It's funny how, it's just crazy how, the cycle, how it pans out, how life pans out, and how history repeats itself in terms of just the situation bringing up again. But like I was saying, if I'm a Lakers fan, I shouldn't be happy about what I saw because it shows you there's weakness. Like, they literally, if AD isn't frying with ability, they don't have ability on that team at all. Like, mans aren't pulling up in gaps. Mans aren't doing step backs OD. Like, mans are struggling shooting. Like, they don't have no shot creator like that to that echelon. LeBron will do it here and there once in a blue moon. And it's funny, too. You saw him when he hit a couple of jump shots that opened up his driving game. You get what I'm saying? But when you don't hit jump shots, they're forcing you to jump shots. And this is the kind of context and attention to detail that teams do in the playoffs. Is they force you to your weaknesses. So, the playoffs and the regular season is 2 different seasons. So, like, the Lakers don't have no potent ability at all. And AD is like, if he's not doing what he's doing ability-wise, they struggle. They struggle. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm a Lakers fan, I didn't like to see that. Like, there's nothing that this team does not look like champion. I don't see championship-bound team based off what I saw. Now, again, they could get better and get better as the reps increase, but it's playoffs. And you're not faced. It's the West. It's like you're not just gonna get a full. Like, it's not like you're in an advantage standpoint where you're just gonna get guaranteed, easy peasy series. Like, it's not like that. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna obviously talk about these 2 teams in the future. Obviously we still have to wait how Steph and the Warriors face, pan out if they win versus the Grizzlies. Obviously, tomorrow. But I'm going to talk about playoff previews coming up, especially for, I'll probably be dropping that video maybe Friday, probably Saturday morning, because I have to wait for the last game on Friday, to see who's the 8th seed, right? So I'll probably do that and just preview that as we, get the playoffs going and starting this Saturday. So you already know what Elite looks like. I appreciate y'all. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here, man. These were 2 great defensive teams at the end of the day. You like to see, and obviously they forced some turnovers and they're playing great defense down the stretch with the Lakers. But in playoffs, everyone's defense is basically somewhat elite in playoffs, man. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, you'll see, man. You'll see. Anyways, I appreciate y'all, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You already know. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here, and there's no drought here, man. That's what Elite looks like. I appreciate y'all, man. You already know. And I'm out, man.